Now, putting the transformations all together into one, I want a graph using transformations. G of x equals -1 times the absolute value of x plus 1 plus 2. Notice, basic functions is x squared, x cubed, square root of x, absolute value of x. Those are the basics. And in this instance, the basic function is y equals the absolute value of x. Now I look at the transformations. How is this guy being transformed? You always do it in number line order. Not number line order, in order of operations. I give you an x value. What would you do? Plug it in for x. And then you would evaluate and then take the absolute value. So step 1 in the process is the inside. The inside is x minus a -1. Since I have a -1, this is going to tell me it's left 1 unit. Then I'm done with the inside, I move to the outside. This says now take the opposite of the number that you just got. Well, I'm on the outside, so that's taking -1 times the y values. So this is going to be a reflect the x-axis. Now I'm done with the first term. The last one is add 2. I'm going to move the graph up 2. Now, what would I do to perform this? What I would do to perform this is this. Left 1 unit means I take the x values and I subtract 1 from all the x values, or add -1. Once I'm done, these are x's. The next 2 are y's. Reflect the x-axis, that means that's -1 multiplied times the y values, and then up 2 units means I'm going to add 2 to the y value I just multiplied by -1. And now I'm going to perform that transformation on my piece of graph paper. Now what's wrong with my piece of graph paper is this should, if I'm going to use this, that needs to be the square root of x, but my basic function is absolute value of x, so this really needs to be -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Either that or change the function. So what do I expect is going to happen? Well, visually, this says I'm going to take absolute value, which is a v. I'm going to move it to the left 1 unit. Then I'm going to flip it upside down. And then, lastly, I'm going to move it up 2 units. So that's kind of what's going to happen. Move it to the left, flip it upside down, move it up. That's the guy I expect to see in the end. So, absolute value of x, this is 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shift left. I'm going to shift left. I'm going to add a -1 by 1 unit to all of the x values. So this is -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1. The next thing it says to do is, once I've done the -1 on the x's, I multiply by -1 on the y's. So this is going to be times -1. -2, -1, 0, -1, -2. It's now been moved to the right, or moved to the left, and flipped upside down. The next step is to move it up by adding 2 to all of the y values. 0, 1, 2, 1, 0. The outside is always the new graph. So that -3, 0. -2, +1. -1, +2. 0, 1. 1, 0. So this is the graph of y equals the opposite of the absolute value of x plus 1 plus 2. And notice, he is indeed flipped upside down. He certainly is moved up. And then his little v part is moved to the left. So if I graph the basic function, 0, 0, 1, -1, 2, -2, 2, 2, 2. Here's your basic. Indeed, he has been moved to the left, flipped upside down, and moved up.